Today I'm going to be restoring these badly faded headlights for under 20 bucks. And I'll show you how to do it yourself without using any special tools. At the end of the video we are going to turn this into this. Hey everyone, welcome to Balkan Car Adventures. My name is Hino, and if you're into cheap project cars, DIY repairs and automotive adventures, you're in the right place. The victim of today's project is my wife's car. After nearly 20 years on the road, these headlights have seen better days. They're dull, yellow and overall make the whole car look much older than it really is. The good news is that you don't need to spend hundreds on new headlights. Today I'm going to show you how to restore them with products that almost anyone can get. Yellowed headlights are a very common problem. Not only do they make your car look neglected, but they also reduce the light output, making it much harder to see the road at night. So why does this happen? Every headlight leaves the factory with a protective UV coating. Over time, this coating breaks down from the years of sunlight, weather and road debris. Once it's gone, the plastic starts to oxidize. The more it's left untreated, the worse it gets until the headlights become cloudy, faded and yellow. And you can clearly see that on this 20-year-old car. Now let's see if we can bring these headlights back to life for under 20 bucks. Before we get started, let's go over everything you'll need for this restoration. A pair of scissors, garbage bags and masking tape. We will use them for masking the paint around the headlights. Paper towels for cleaning, sandpaper in the following grids: 400, 600, 1200, 1500, 2000 and 2500. I know they sound a lot, but this will give you the best results. A spray bottle filled with water and an additional water bottle just in case and for hydration. Don't forget to stay hydrated. Rubbing alcohol and finally a UV resistant clear coat, which is the most important part if you want the results to last. The total cost of everything I used was under 20 bucks, and some of these items are things you probably already have at home. Now that we've got everything ready, it's time to protect the paint around the headlights before we start sanding. This step only takes a few minutes, but it's one you definitely shouldn't skip. Sandpaper can easily scratch your paint if it slips, so take your time and make sure everything around the headlight is well covered. I'm using masking tape because it's cheap, easy to find and does the job perfectly. Once everything is covered, we can start with the sanding. We'll start with 400 grit sandpaper. This is the most aggressive grit we'll use, and its job is to remove what's left of the old UV coating, along with the oxidized plastic. If your headlights are not that yellow and faded, you can skip this step. Before you begin, spray plenty of water on both the headlight and the sandpaper, because wet sanding helps prevent deep scratches and keeps the surface cool. Now when you start sanding, use straight, even strokes with light pressure. Let the sandpaper do the work, there's no need to force it. I will be using a sanding block that I had lying around, but you can do it by hand as well. As you sand, you'll notice a white milky residue forming. That's okay. The old oxidized plastic is being removed, which means the process is working. Keep sanding until the entire headlight has a uniform and dull finish with no shiny spots. Now that we've sanded the whole headlight, let's clean it and see what is the result. Now you can see the headlight has an even dull finish. Next is 600 grit. The process stays exactly the same. Keep the surface wet, use light pressure and make sure you cover every part of the headlight evenly. You'll notice the sanding marks becoming finer with each step. Now we are moving to 1200 grit. At this stage the headlight should already feel much smoother than we started. Don't skip any areas, as they will become visible once the clear coat is applied. So next we are going 1500 grit. We are continuing to refine the surface by removing the scratches from the previous grits. The smoother the surface now, the better the final result will be. Again, water, and we start with even pressure. Now it's time for 2000 grit. By this point the headlight should have a very smooth even finish. Take your time and make sure you've sanded the entire lens consistently. And finally we'll finish with 2500 grit. This is the last sanding step before applying the clear coat. Each job is to leave the surface as smooth as possible, giving the clear coat the best chance to level out nicely. Now you can see when the headlight is wet how clear it becomes. This means that the sanding process is going well. Once you are finished, rinse the headlight thoroughly and wipe it dry with a clean paper towel. It still won't be crystal clear, and that's completely normal. The clarity comes with the next step, the UV coating. Now that the sanding is finished, it's time to prepare the headlight for the most important step of the entire restoration, the UV clear coat. First, we'll wipe the headlight with isopropyl alcohol to remove any remaining dust, grease and fingerprints from the surface. The surface needs to be very clean before spraying the clear coat. Next, we need to protect the surrounding paintwork. For this I'm going to use garbage bags and masking tape because they do the job just fine. So let's stick it on the fender. Now we get our scissors and we must cut around the headlight. Now we get our masking tape and we must overlap the existing one. Take your time on this step because it's crucial. After masking very well the car, finally this is the next step that we are going to use. This is a UV protective clear coat and you shouldn't skip it because without it the headlights will start turning yellow again. Before spraying, shake the can well according to the manufacturer's instructions. Hold the can about 20 to 25 centimeters away from the headlight and spray using smooth overlapping passes. Start spraying just before the headlight and continue past to avoid any heavy spots on the edges. Apply the first light coat and let it flash for about 10 to 15 minutes, or follow the drying time recommended on the can. Once the first coat is tacky, apply a second slightly wetter coat using the same technique. After another 10 to 15 minutes, apply the third and final coat to achieve a smooth even finish. Now comes the hardest part. Leave the clear coat to dry completely. Avoid touching the headlight or exposing it to water while it cures. The longer you let it cure, the better and more durable the finish will be. Now let's take a look at the final result. Considering these headlights are 20 years old, I'd say we got a pretty good result. If you're thinking about replacing your old faded headlights, I would give this method a try. It costs only 20 bucks and the results are surprising. Let me know down in the comments, would you try this method or do you have a better one? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave it a like, and if you like DIY budget repairs, consider subscribing to Balkan Car Adventures because there's plenty more to come. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.